Hello friends, another video for semester 3 ITSM, Fundamentals of Big Data and Business Analytics. First question, there are different types of business analytics procedures that can be performed based on the problem statement. Assume you are working for a government of India as an advisor. Analytics advisor provide three different use cases that can be used for the government where you could take advantage of the different types of business analytics procedures and create or add value to the government, country and the economy. Mention briefly about how these different types of business analytics could be used for each of the use cases. Business analytics introduction, you can get it in chapter 3. Then types of business analytics. Then we have introduction part, you can take a little bit from chapter 10. Then analytics in government, we have some examples in the chapter 10 again. We'll see 75. Introduction to the business analytics. Then types of business analytics, so that we have to connect back to the government organization which types has been using in which case study. Then 269, so here we have little information. Then 284, here analytics for government and NGOs, so here you have some information regarding the government organization. Now, finally, you can collect some information like you can apply the business analytics in traffic management or healthcare of the country. So that kind of analysis or connection you have to provide with the business analytics and the government organization, which will be helpful. Okay, question 2. An established private financial institute in India is planning to launch an IPO to raise funds for expansion into other markets nationally and internationally where they have low to nil market share. But potential investors are concerned about the raising cases of the fraudulent claims in the cross border transactions and the company's inability to identify frauds and minimize them. The firm consults and gives you the information they have about the consumer, cross-border banks, office, employees, past transaction, identified fraud transaction, cost incurred, international partners, payers and payees, etc. All are in different data system currently. They don't have a historical data on identified fraudulent claims. How do you approach this problem holistically using both big data and business analytics concept? Explain the big data component for strong storage and processing, and analytics component of approaching this use case, and what would you do in in each of them. Goal is to help company identify and narrow down the fraudulent claims and suggest other ways in which they can use the data available with them, and that in public domain to prove to potential investor that the growth potential and the vision of the company is strong and in right direction. So here we have a lot of information in the question and asking about quite a good amount of information in the answer as well. We'll get information from chapter 1 and chapter 3, big data in preventing fraudulent activities, page number 15. Yeah, use big data in social networking. Yeah, preventing fraudulent activities. Then we have importance of business analytics. Importance of business analytics. So with these two information, now the next run comes us to identify um, what kind of big data and how it has been like storage and all. I think big data storage, Hadoop is already mentioned in a book. You can look for it or you can get it from external source also. Spark can be used for large data storage and processing. Then analytics, you can think of machine learning in the business analytics kind of thing, for the fraudulent detection. You get in some more information from external sources for this particular thing. Then finally, you have to make sure that the company is making a positive image towards the investors. So that part, try to mention it in the final, that they have information, the potential growth. So you mentioned based on the business analytics, importance of business analytics, you can mention that. Okay, question 3. Natural disasters such as earthquake in Turkey and Syria and wildfires in Australia and USA have been wreaking havoc. Assuming the Indian government is preparing for one such situation concerning floods in northeastern states of India, executives at large NGOs who provide relief material, medicine, relocation of affected people decided that the situation warrants the use of their newest data driven solution, something that the company calls predictive technology. A week ahead of the predicted floods, Mr. Focus, NGO's head, pressed his staff to come up with a forecast based on what had happened when floods struck the region in the recent past. Question is asking which type of analytics will be best suited to solve this problem and maximize the effectiveness of the support provided by the NGOs to the people and maximize the human and economic losses. Explain the data needed to solve this problem. Then question B is asking explain the difference between uh, BI and BA, business intelligence and business analytics, as to how can they help optimize supply chain in this case. Illustrate the possible outcome achieved in each cases and how they enable the NGO's objective. You can make certain assumptions but highlight them clearly. Okay. Whew. Then going with part A, predictive analysis is the one what they are using. What type of analytics is what been asked. Then predictive modeling 148. Predictive modeling is here. Information you can take up from here. Then for part B, relation between BI and BA, page number 83. Relation between BA and BI. Emerging trends in BA and BI is also we can use it. And of course, for connecting the dots, we have to go with a little more external sources so that the NGO can be beneficial. Okay, thank you so